Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Alex Beyond Thoughts podcast with me, your host, Alex. How are we? I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to pop on today to the podcast to kind of talk something that's been really cool that's happened in my world recently. And basically to talk to you about regulation, because it's coming up again and again and again and again in my life, and it's being highlighted to me in so many places that it's just really hard to not talk about it because it's on the forefront of my mind so much. So there's kind of two things I want to take you through today. I want to talk to you about the power of regulation, and then I also want to talk to you about actually executing on what you say you're going to do about regulation specifically. So this isn't going to be like a how do you execute on everything. This is going to be how do you execute on regulation specifically. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I don't want to go on for too long. Let's dive straight in. So, I've had the most gorgeous week with the most amazing people, and it's really highlighted to me recently that people who do the work with regulation and taking care of their nervous system, taking care of their body, taking care of their mind, they can operate at such higher levels and such levels of peace and gratitude that a lot of us can't really access on a day-to-day because they create space in their life and they're intentional. So I've had someone, and this specific case I want to talk to you about because it's just a textbook example of how much your life can change in 90 days if you let it. Okay, so I had someone come to me in the start of August maybe. She was really unhappy. There were a lot of things going wrong in life. She had a lot of trauma that she was holding on to. It might be big T trauma to someone. It might be little t trauma to someone else. That doesn't matter. The fact is she had a lot of trauma and she was just at a loss with how to get rid of it. She was at a loss to how to enjoy her life more. She was completely devastated over what had happened to her, and other people were starting to get sick of her, essentially, not getting through what she'd gone through. And that's something a lot of us experience when we're holding on to something and we just don't know how to let it go. We don't know how to move through it. We don't necessarily want to because it feels too significant to let go of that kind of thing. But yeah, she was in this place in her life. This was start of August, right? She was proactive. She took charge. She took back her power and she asked me for a session. I said, absolutely, let's go. Let's do it. So in August, we had a session. It was 1 hour together. We talked through quite a few different things, to be honest, in an hour. But the main thing was this trauma and explaining to her why she feels the way she does and why it would make sense that she's found it so hard to let go of this, even with going to therapy, right? Key point here. She went to therapy for years and yet she still couldn't let go of this. That's my key point in terms of that. So 1 hour long conversation with me. We went through regulating your nervous system. We went through explaining why trauma acts the way it does, why she felt so hard in letting it go, why it felt so attached to her, what practices she could do, the modalities that she could pick up to integrate into her daily life to make some of this shift and have easier days and create space in her life. Evidently she listened, right? Because fast forward 90 days, probably nearly 100 now, she comes to me and she says, Alex, you have changed my life. Firstly, I nearly cried my eyes out, I can't lie. Just I hadn't seen this person in 90 to 100 days. I hadn't seen her in person. I hadn't seen her face, nothing. I hadn't seen any part of her, hadn't spoken to her properly in 90 to 100 days. And she looked like a worldly different person, a completely different person. She didn't look the same at all. I hardly recognised her for a second, I'll be honest. And that's not even an exaggeration, partly because I'd only met her once and partly because she just looked so different to the person I remember in my mind compared to the energy and the just vision that she was, right? So she comes to me and she says, Alex, you have changed my life. She pulls out an A4 list of everything that has changed in her life, everything that is working well, everything she's implemented that has made her life unrecognizable to what it was 100 days ago. And it's all through her own action. I gave her some education. I gave her some tools. I said, go away, do some of this and see how you feel when we get back together. And it changed her life. So just deep that for a second. 1 hour sat in a room together, even if it was on like camera, whatever. 1 hour together, her life has changed. If that doesn't tell you that regulation and these modalities and this kind of transformation works, I don't know what to tell you. To be honest, you shouldn't even be listening to this anymore if you don't believe that's truth, right? So let me just list you some of the things that have changed in this woman's life as a result of implementing what we went through. She has implemented a self-care routine that is now non-negotiable. She takes present time, dedicated time to enjoy herself in her self-care routine, skincare, taking care of herself, taking care of her body, taking care of her mind, in her self-care routine, morning and night. That is her dedicated time for no one else, just her, doesn't get interrupted, hard boundaries with the family. This is me time, do not interrupt me. She adores that practice. It creates so much space in her life. It gives her thinking time. It gives her time to just enjoy herself. It gives her pleasure. It gives her just general life enjoyment because she's actually taking restful time. Even though she's still doing active things, it's restful time and it's peaceful time to be with herself. So she's implemented that. She's reading for joy now. She's reading for education now. Before, she wasn't really picking up what she wanted to pick up. If she was reading, it was like, okay, not really what she wanted to be reading, or not really the kind of things that she was really enjoying because she had in her mind she should have been doing something else. Now she's reading for joy and she's reading for education and she's broadening her horizons. She's increasing her own education. Another one, breath work. And this isn't even like a conscious thought in a situation for her anymore. She just knows the power of breath work, so she immediately switches into doing it when she feels stress. How cool is that? She has only been doing this for 90 days, 100 days? And that's even if she started at the very day that we agreed this is what she was taking forward. So this might even be less than 90 days. I don't actually know that. I should probably check. So this is now a trained pattern in her life. If she's in a stressful situation, she doesn't even have to think about doing breath work. It's just there. It's a practice. It's innate in her now. How quickly can you pick that up? And she's using breath work to regulate herself for energy coming into the body. She's creating this energy through breath work so that she has more to go on with her day. And she's also using it to clear energy. I don't think she knows she was doing this because the way she was kind of telling me about what she was feeling, I don't think she had the words or the knowledge at that point in time to actually express that what she was doing was clearing energy from her body, but she was. In the way she was describing it to me, in the way she said that she was feeling, she was clearing energy from her body with breath work, trauma, emotions, stress. You can clear that with breath work, and she was, without even knowing she was doing it. Amazing. She's been utilizing energetic, this list is so long, I'm sorry, but it's true. She was utilizing energetic modalities and practices outside of what we were doing to heal her body because she finds it works amazing for her. I didn't tell her to do this practice. She found it on her own and she's doing it and she loves it. So we said, let's increase the frequency of it. She did. She feels amazing. Here's something I'm super proud of. She tried to incorporate yoga, but she didn't like it. So now she's taking action for herself. She's taking initiative and she's changing the practice, not just cancelling it out because she didn't like it. So I'm never doing that again. She's actually saying, nah, I'm going to try Pilates instead because it's a different variation. It's the same kind of present work with your body, with your exercise. I'm going to try that instead. How cool is that? Instead of just hitting cancel on the whole movement, she said, let me find a different variation. Amazing. She stuck with it until the point where she decided, I actually don't like this anymore. It's not worth my time. Let me change to something different. And it worked for her. Perfect. Amazing. Cold showers. Hated it at first. Couldn't do 20 seconds under spray. Now, she goes for 5 minutes at a time or longer. And if she doesn't get her cold shower in, she feels it in her day. And she recognises the fact that it's deprivation of her cold showers. I'm honestly mind blown by all of her activity and all of the things that she's actually implemented by herself. Because like I said, we only had 1 hour long call. That was it. We spoke for 1 hour, one time. And this list is even longer than what I'm just saying to you now. I've even picked out the cliff notes to tell you about. Chronic pain. Now this is a huge one. She's had chronic pain for over 5 years. She's never been able to cut her pain medication. After all of the practices she's implemented with me, after 1 hour together, she's cut her pain meds in half. And she's still looking to reduce further over the coming months. Like, mind-blowing. Chronic pain, she's only been increasing meds over time instead of reducing. She was only meant to be on them for a short period of time. It's been 5 years. She's now been able in 90 days, 100 days, she's been able to cut them in half after 5 years of being on medication. Like, mind freaking blown. I honestly can't describe to you how insane that is, because actually it just makes sense. This is the kind of transformation we are creating here. This is the kind of change we're creating in people's lives in 1 hour long conversation. Granted, yes, she's obviously doing the work in those 90 days. Absolutely. Like, she has 100% of the credit here for actually doing the work. Amazing. But she said herself to me, she would not have been on this path. She would have not done this work if it wasn't for the catalyst conversation that we had together, if it wasn't for the education that she was provided in that hour in order to allow her to implement, if it wasn't for me describing and working through her trauma with her, even for an hour, she wouldn't have been able to do all of this. She loves her life now. She's living in gratitude every day. Her face has changed. Her skin is amazing. Her hair is great. People are complimenting her daily. She's been nominated for awards at work. Like, there are so many amazing changes that she's made in her life that have now created enough space for her to be able to do the work she wants to do, to be able to set the boundaries she wants to set, to take care of herself, to take care of her body and mind, to cut her pain meds, to incorporate cold showers, yoga, breath work. Like, it's just mad. And it's mad in the best way because it's so honest and it's so true. Like, this could have been lip service. This could have just been like, yeah, I did all the things. It's not really worked. She could have absolutely took 90 days and come back to me and said that. She took her own initiative. She took action. And now she's reaping the freaking rewards, to be honest. She's feeling amazing. She's looking amazing. And it's not just me that's noticed that. It's everyone in her life around her. She's gained so much respect from other people because of the boundaries she's put in place, because of the way she's taking action in her life. And I'm so proud of her, but I'm sharing the story with you because imagine in 90 days, January of 2024, this could be you. This could be your story. So think on that. Are all these kind of things ticking boxes that you would like to tick? Are you looking to release your trauma? Are you looking to integrate breath work? Are you looking to be able to take cold showers so that you can have cold exposure and the anti-inflammation effects, whatever that word is? Reduce inflammation, that's what I'm trying to say. Are you looking to bring in reading for joy and for education? Are you looking to reduce painkillers? Are you looking to just love your life and live in gratitude? If you are, you should be looking to regulation and regulating your nervous system and this pattern of transformation, because it's going to be the thing that gets you there. I said I wasn't going to go on for too long. I don't want to cut it short, but also I want to just hit you with a packing punch and just drop it on your head that this actually does get to be you in 90 to 100 days, because the person that I spoke to did not think she could do this. She did not think this was possible for her. 3 months later, she's telling me everything that was possible and everything that actually did come true because she put the work in. So if you're ready to put the work in, if you're ready to do one-to-one, if you're ready to learn about regulation, come speak to me on my Instagram, on my TikTok. You can even find me on the podcast here. Everything is in the description. Let's get doing this work together, and let's build a 2024 for you that gets to be fucking transformational. I'm so excited to see you in there. And yeah, I'm so proud of this client. She is amazing. I'm so blessed to be able to work with her, and I will be blessed to be able to work with you too. I will see you in the next episode.